Well, hello everyone. Robin Carroll here. How are you doing? I bet you're getting excited. You've got less than a month of school to go. And then you'll have a break. And maybe you've got plans for the summer. I hope so. It's going to be a hot one, I'm afraid. That's okay. We've got sprinklers and lots of swimming areas here in the Austin area. So I hope you stay cool for the summer. Well, today our story is called The Greedy Gambler. Before we get started on our story, I wanted to ask you a few questions. Do you remember what your favorite gift was from Christmas? That's good if you can remember. What about 2 Christmases ago? What was your favorite gift then? Sometimes it's hard to remember the stuff, isn't it? You know, the gifts that we get. And that's kind of what this story is about. It's about, trusting that we'll always have what we need, and that we'll find true fulfillment from within us. That it's really not about the gifts that we get or the stuff that we have, but how we feel and the memories that we make with the people that we love. So today's affirmation is: the spirit of the universe provides all I need. And I'm going to invite you to say that 2 more times with me. The spirit of the universe provides all I need. The spirit of the universe provides all I need. All right. Well, let me get into the story. And it is called The Greedy Gambler. And it's a story it's an old folklore from Vietnam. And the original title was The Little Lizard's Sorrow. So in many parts of Asia, there are little lizards that scurry amongst the bushes and the grasses and up and down the walls of houses even. And this little lizard can be heard making a soft tsk, tsk, tsk sound as it runs around. And this is a story about why this little lizard sounds so distressed. And there was once a rich gambler who had more things than he could even use, but he just couldn't stop adding to his collection of possessions. Instead of buying more things, however, he figured out a way of tricking people and getting things for free. Now, the gambler would challenge some poor, unsuspecting person to a bet. I'll bet my best silk robe that I own any object that you can name, he might say, and tempted by the thought of winning a beautiful silk robe, the other person would bet something that they owned. I'll bet my fanciest tea set that you don't own a pair of solid gold chopsticks. Well, of course the gambler would have a pair of solid gold chopsticks. And then he would gleefully take the fancy tea set from the loser. You know, he played this game for years, never losing a bet. And everyone in the region learned to avoid the greedy gambler because everyone had lost something to his scheme. The gambler had acquired so many possessions that he had to build more rooms onto his sprawling estate. Workers were busily hammering and sawing when a visitor dressed in a poor, rough tunic approached. The visitor stood calmly in front of the surprised gambler and said, "You're famous for your shrewd ways. Would you be interested in a bet with a simple man?" "Oh, what could a man like you have to bet? Your begging bowl?" scoffed the gambler. And the visitor looked deeply into the gambler's eyes as he replied, "I will bet the only thing I appear to own, myself, and I will bet against everything that you appear to own." "Do you mean that if I win, you'll be my slave? And if you win, I have to give you everything I own?" asked the astonished gambler. "Well, that's the most outrageous thing I have ever heard. But I'll take your bet." Now, the visitor had to think of some object that the gambler would not have among his piles of possessions. He pondered this carefully before he said, "My bet is that you do not own a chipped cup." The gambler laughed and thought what fun it would be to add a person to his collection of things. But his laughter turned to groans of despair as he searched through hundreds of cups of every color, size, and shape. He had gold cups, silver cups, crystal cups, even plain china cups, but not one chipped cup. A rich, smart man like him would never drink from a chipped cup. Why, he wouldn't even allow one on his table. When he realized that he had lost the bet, the gambler sat on the ground, too stunned to even cry. The visitor told the workers to spread the word. Anyone who had lost a bet with the gambler could come and reclaim their possessions. As everything was taken away, the gambler sat talking to himself. Tisk, tisk. How could this terrible thing happen? Tisk, tisk, tisk. All is lost. Tisk, tisk, tisk. How could such a terrible thing happen? The visitor walked down the road with the only thing he appeared to own, himself. And where once the sad gambler sat talking to himself, there was a small lizard scurrying through the grass, saying, "Tisk, tisk, 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 tisk." So why do you think so many people were tricked by the gambler's scheme? I think because they wanted something. They wanted another possession. And why did the poor man said he would bet against all that he appeared to own? Because the gambler didn't really own that, did he? He tricked the people into giving it to him. And that wasn't very nice. Do you think the gambler felt loving or happy with all that stuff? Nah, doesn't sound like it. So where was his true treasure? I want to share a scripture for you, and it is from Luke, the book of Luke in the New Testament, or the Christian scriptures. Luke 12:34. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Know that we miss you here at Unity of Austin. Our sanctuary is open to you and your family, so we hope that you will come and see us. And we'll be opening our YFM rooms soon. So keep in touch. We love you. We bless you. We so appreciate you. And we behold the Christ in you. Blessings.